Hey everybody, welcome back. So this is going to be my test and review of the Sporgain sight pusher tool. And yes, I am a cheapskate. This one is made in China. There are several of these. You can find sight pushers ranging in price from $15 to $300 or $400 and probably beyond that. And this is a design I kind of like. You can buy them made in the USA. They are a couple of $100. This one was, I think, about $35. So I paid for this with my own money. Let's get it out of the box and let's see what it looks like. So first thing we notice is there are some instructions. And yeah, I had this out partially out of the box because I knew I wasn't going to get a chance to use it for a few weeks, and I just wanted to make sure it looked complete. So there are some decent looking instructions with photos. Big caution warning you how not to damage stuff, but let's get it out of the box. So what do we have here? We have a little cleaning cloth that says Sporgain on it. And here we go. See if there's anything else down in there. There's nothing else down in there. So this is what we got, Sporgain. And this part here is obviously what pushes in and out. And if you're replacing one sight with an identical sight, or you're just trying to adjust for windage, there are some millimeter markings here that will tell you how far you've pushed it. Looks to me like the slide itself goes down in here. We have a rubber pad on this side. We have dual little tightening things in here. Don't know if you can see it, but these have rubber pads on them as well. And then there is a top clamp here, which also has a rubber pad. I haven't used this yet, so I'm kind of figuring it out the same as you are. This is the sight off of a Shield, and these are, or excuse me, the slide off of a Shield. These are supposed to be notoriously difficult to get sights in and out of. And so I'm going to see if I can't do this. And you're going to get to come along for the ride. And if I bust something, you'll get to enjoy my pain with that as well. Some of these I've seen have dual pushers on either side, which might be good because they let you adjust it. You know, they let you adjust the slide, but the more I looked at it, the more I wasn't convinced that that was really necessary. So that's going to have to come back quite a bit to right about in there, I would think. And then that cutout down there is to allow for the front of the slide. Then we're going to have to put this down, and there's no place for that to hold that. That's going to go right into the ejection port. So, not sure how well that's going to work. So yeah, if I put that right there, that back clamp, I don't know, I might get it. Let's try it. What do these adjust the height of everything up and down, I'm assuming? It looks like that's what they do. See if I can get the slide clamped in first. Yeah, these short slides might pose something of a challenge to it, since you're going to be on or partially on the ejection port. Don't know if you can see it down there. And this thing you should be able to rotate. Oh, I see they have there's a chamfered edge on two of these, so if you're trying to push a sight that's at an angle, you know, that's tapered in, that would be what that's for. This one is not like that. I just need to tighten this down so I can get that low enough. And how would I do that? I would think I would just turn that, right? Right? I would think, oh, I see. This can't be tight while I'm adjusting that. So I've got to back this out. And now I've got to tighten these until I get that level correct, don't I? Yeah, it's starting to make sense now. And of course, I haven't really read the instructions. I'm kind of playing it by ear. Let's just wait till we break something before we look at the instructions. I think that's the best course of action. Let's slide me back here so I am right in the position I want to be in. Yes, if this was like clamped in a vise, this might be a little bit easier to do, but it's 110 degrees out where my vise is, so that's not gonna happen. And as I mentioned, these are supposed to be notoriously hard slides to get the sights out of. I've watched a couple of YouTube videos on it, and a lot of people seem to struggle with these. Okay, I think that's good there. I got that arm right at about the same height. I want to make sure I get the slide tight in it. I don't know why they put left-hand threads on these. You back it out to tighten it instead of screwing it forward. And now I have to get this back here down. And that is not left-hand thread. This doesn't make any sense at all, but I don't care if it works. Okay, we seem to be pretty much tight everywhere. The slide looks pretty well put in. Now, before I just start cranking on it, now, some slides, they will tell you the sights need to be pushed out left to right. On these, I checked, it doesn't matter. They'll go in and out either way. Whatever puts pressure on them is in the center, not to one side or the other, to hold them. So let's just, before I go any further, let's just take a quick look here and see if they have any words of wisdom for me. There are no set screws. Use a pencil or other temporary marking device. I'm not too worried about that. I'm just going to put it back dead center. Loosen vertical knobs, put the sight in, place it down, turn side knobs in loosely. Turn the adjustment wheel to move the pusher block to middle position. Okay, and tighten the side knobs. Slowly turn clamp to lower the top carriage. Do not over tighten the side knobs. I don't believe that I did. Tighten vertical rod knobs to secure the entire tool. Only use hand pressure. Yeah, don't put like a pipe wrench on these things. Okay, and now they're telling you here how you can use the different sides of that H block. Okay. Well, I believe I'm ready to go. So, here we go. I would say it has not budged. That's not budging. Wow. I was warned these are super tight. Try it again. Yeah, that's awful tight. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe smacking this one with a hammer may be the only way to go. I don't think that budged. Let's take a look. I hate hitting stuff with a hammer if I don't think I have to. If I have to do it with a hammer, I may not even keep this tool. All right, did that budge it at all? That did not budge it in the slightest little bit. Not in the slightest little bit. That sucks. All right, didn't work. I'm not going to try tighten it any more than that because I'm twisting the slide in the tool, and I put quite a bit of pressure on that, so that did not work. Okay, so I took it out in my 110-degree garage, put some wood in my vise, put the slide in the vise, and I tapped out the old sight with a hammer. And yeah, it was in there pretty good. I used a steel hammer and a steel punch, and with the vise with the slide between a couple of blocks of wood, couple whacks with a decent sized hammer, and it moved right out and came out. So let's see if the tool will put the new one back in. I mean, there's got to be some reason for me not to send it back to Amazon, right? Because right now I'm thinking I'm probably going to be sending it back to Amazon. So let's see if we can get it in there with it. I mean, crazier things have happened, right? I mean, if it works to push it back in, maybe we'll keep it. Other than that, I'm sorry to tell you guys who designed this thing, but it doesn't have the leverage to push these out without making me think that something bad is happening. And they say, just don't make these side ones too tight. Okay. Finger tight. Everything's finger tight. I should be about where I want to be. No, I've got to move down quite a bit. So I've got to loosen this one back up. And then I've got to bring these down. I'm doing it wrong. All right, let's move that into position. See if I can kind of get that level. There we go. Okay, we just want to be touching that barely. There we go. And am I pretty level? I look pretty level, so let's tighten this back down. All right, let's see if this will push it back in. Here we go. And the answer is no, it won't push it back in. All right. Okay. I'm not sure what's up with that. Seemed like I felt those threads give too. Yeah, that wasn't exactly very, oh yeah. All right, let's get the slide out of there before I do any damage to anything, because there's no point in that now. I don't think it budged it. I don't think it budged it. All right, well, did I damage the threads on this? Yeah. Yep, I did. I tightened it enough that I damaged the threads on it. So, I mean, not that they wouldn't straighten back out again, but, yeah. So, Sporgain sight pusher tool. Certainly not for shield slides. This one's going back to Amazon.